So, this is a view of the house, a nice little modular house, very efficient, and there's some renovations we have to do on that, but when we first had access to it last fall, the grass had not been mowed for an entire season. So it was knee-high. It was so hard to walk in. So last fall we were able to knock it down some. It's not like a lawn or anything right now, but I don't really want a lawn. I want most of this area to become a prairie-like, or I want herbs and prairie plants and things that I can use for medicinal teas, for edibles. So we have a nice windbreak, as you can see, but right now I was trying to show the lawn. I do want some lawn area up in front of the house that we can just, use as, fun space, play space. But majority of it, I am not mowing 3 acres. I keep telling people that. I am not mowing 3 acres of ground. We will have to get it in, just in check until we can, do some of these techniques I want to do. But I did mow some windrows, but we've just been raking it up by hand. There's so many trees here, we really couldn't get like an agricultural hay rake in here very easily or efficiently, so we're just using it as our exercise. And so I mowed into the middle, and we'll rake that up and use that as some of our ground cover to kill some of the weeds we don't want. Some of the spruce trees got that rhizo something fungus, and so we're gonna have to cut some of our windbreak out. But this is the east side over here. Oh yeah, this ash tree is coming out pretty quick. It's got the borer. But this is the east side, so we really don't get east winds here. We're in the Illinois prairie. We mostly get in the winter southwest winds, in the in the winter, what did I say? In the summer, southwest winds. In the winter, north to northwest winds. So we don't really need a windbreak on this side, but we do want, some privacy. There's a road out there. So this is going to be where we fill in. I'm going to want to do a mixed border of elderberries and other natural edibles. So I just walked it off. It's about 90 feet between where I'm going to take out the dying spruce trees. So as you can see, there's some places we couldn't mow because there's old stumps, and I don't even know what's out here yet. We'll have to go through this season and see what comes up, what's alive, what's dead. There's a very mature apple tree we're going to try to prune back, and I'll probably do a whole series on just rejuvenating the apple tree and if we were able to do it or not. So I'll have techniques on what we're doing and over time what it does in the next couple of years. And I think this was a sprout off it, so I don't even know if we'll keep that, because the suckers off of this one would be from the rootstock, and if it's a rootstock of a non-desirable, we'll probably let it go this year and just see what it gets. But we got a burn pile going on, and there was an old garden here. I know because it's my friend's house that I bought from her, and this is their garden area. And I don't know if this will be where the garden is in the future, but since it was already a garden space, and I know they used a lot of mulching techniques, there was some weeds growing in it, but we scalped it down pretty well. I have been putting this grass hay we've been raking up. I just piled it all here, some leaves, and then my son, he just got a nice new dump trailer for his landscaping business. So he brought us a load of compost and manure mix, horse manure, from Urbana Recycling Center in Urbana, Illinois. They do a great job of taking the city waste and recycling it and reselling it back as nice products. So I like to support them. We're a little ways away, but since it's my son and he lives in that area, he can bring it back and forth pretty easy. There's this overgrown privet hedge here, and first I'm like, that's going to shade my garden, but it is so freaking windy out here. Can you hear the wind now? I'm facing the wind. that might be a nice wind block. So I'm going to trim it down pretty far, but I might plant my lettuces on that side. And maybe I can have lettuce all summer in some shady area. But I'm doing no-till. So I'll do a whole series just on the garden, as well as a separate playlist of this garden transformation. But here's the beginning of the garden transformation is I'm not going to till it up. I just mowed the weeds down. There's this nice tractor tire that was here. I have no place of disposing it, so it's going to stay there for now. But this will be transformed. I'm not sure how big I'm going to go. The garden was way down here. Weed tree growing in it. That's easy enough taken care of, but I don't like chemicals, pesticides, any of that. So we're going to do this all manually or non-toxically. So I'm just going to finish my tour. So this is the south side, wind block a little lacking, but it's a nice view. I don't know if I want to I have no idea what this tree is. I think it's one of those Australian trees it's causing major problems with little suckers growing up everywhere. We have a row of poplars that were planted. Most of them are dead. They'll be coming out, but a nice evergreen windbreak on the west side that just needs tamed up a little bit off of the garage, but nice little space in there. So here's the back side of the house. Because I have great plans for this. I will share that at another time because I don't want these videos to be too long. But we'll be getting a roof here soon. So you'll be seeing some of the additions to the house, but the interior, not so much. But what affects us on the exterior mostly, I'll be sharing that journey. So I just wanted to get some beginning photos and a video document of where we stand. So again, back here, the grass is so long. Wherever the septic tank is, and I can't really, or septic field is, this is where the grass was the longest. I'm assuming it's here. That'll probably be staying as our lawn area for the back because I don't really want to plant any trees in that area. But then I do need some shade trees to shade our patio. I plan on transforming our patio area and living outside as much as I can. So I'm sorry it's bumpy. I'm going to just get a picture of the evergreens on this side as a starting point to our transformation. I am so excited. I've been renting for, 16 years, not being able to really do too much of gardening on my own. I've been living at my mom's, living my garden dreams at my mom's. So we have a small little farm there called New Hope Farms, and it's a 1 acre little urban farm, just dabbling in techniques, trying to learn some, try out some things I want to try out. Didn't know where or what. I thought I might have moved there at some point, but this came up and it's just ideal, not too far from where we live currently. So that's where I've been dabbling in my gardening, is at my mom's place, New Hope Farms. And this is going to be also part of New Hope Farms because it is a New Hope. And I'll explain more of why I started that and why it's called that on another video. But this is a lovely space. My husband and I love this. It reminds us of where we love to go camping. So we do plan on having a hammock in here. It's so quiet in our little pine forest. So there are so many things. I mean, people think that for vitamin C you have to have oranges from Florida, but I've been researching what can I have vitamin C here that I can grow myself. Pine needle tea, I've had that in the pine needle syrup in the winter. Spruce tips, all full of vitamin C. Oh, the elderberries. I mean, we've been drinking elderberry juice we've been getting from a neighbor, and as our, you know, tonic for the winter to keep us well. So this is kind of our wet low spot corner, so this is yet to be figured out, but I think I do want a willow tree. But our friends and neighbors live up the street right there, and it's so great to be so close to them, and they're part of our church family. And we do have a few neighbors. There's a small little subdivision with, I think they have 10-acre lots. Separate from ours. We don't have a drive off of that subdivision, but it's beautiful. That's just our few neighbors that we have. So I'll check in again next week, and if it's too cold out, I'll be probably talking about how I'm planning and how I'm getting ready to for the work to start. Until then.